What's going on, y'all? I'm just happy you're here. Hey, I want to talk to y'all about something today, and it's idols. When I hear the word idol, my mind immediately starts to go to statues made of gold and stone, ancient temples, and people bowing down before carved images. It feels like something from thousands of years ago, something that we've moved beyond. But have we? I've been wondering if idolatry didn't disappear, maybe it just became more sophisticated. Because an idol isn't simply something you bow down to, it's anything that you look to for what only God truly gives: identity, security, purpose, peace, hope. If I believe my career is what makes me valuable, then my career has become more than work. If I believe that money is what makes me safe, money has become more than just a tool. If I believe another person's approval determines my worth, then that opinion has become more powerful than it was ever meant to be. That's what makes idolatry so deceptive. Most idols begin as good things: family or marriage, even children or work, health or ministry, even your dreams. None of those are bad. In fact, they're all gifts from God. The problem isn't loving God's gifts, the problem is asking His gifts to take God's place. And I've had to wrestle with this in my own life. There have been many seasons where I thought I was simply working hard, providing, building something meaningful. But if losing that thing would completely unravel who I am, maybe it has become more than just a blessing. Maybe it's become my identity. And that's a hard thought because idols rarely announce themselves. They quietly move into the center of our lives, one small compromise at a time, one misplaced priority at a time, until we don't even realize what we're trusting anymore. I've started asking myself questions that make me uncomfortable. What am I most afraid of losing? What occupies my imagination the most? What do I celebrate the most? What ruins my peace the fastest? If God asked me to surrender it, could I? Those questions don't always expose my habits. They expose my heart. And I think that's where Jesus was trying to lead people. He wasn't just interested in changing behavior, he wanted to transform hearts because behavior eventually follows worship. Whatever sits on the throne of your heart will shape every decision that you make. And that's why Jesus spoke so often about treasure, because where your treasure is, your heart follows. And I've noticed something about idols: they always promise more than they can deliver. Success promises fulfillment until you achieve it and immediately need something bigger. Money promises security until you realize there's never enough. Approval promises acceptance until you become exhausted trying to keep everyone happy. And comfort, it promises peace until you discover that comfort can't quiet a restless soul. Every idol eventually asks for more while giving less. Only God does the opposite. He asks for everything, and then He gives us more than we could ever deserve. Peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, joy that success can't produce, hope that disappointment can't destroy, identity that failure can't take away. That's why the first commandment matters so much. Not because God is insecure, but because He loves us too much to let us build our lives on things that will eventually collapse. So I've realized something. God isn't competing with my idols because He wants more attention. He's exposing them because He wants more freedom for me. Every idol eventually becomes a burden. You have to protect it, feed it. You have to maintain it, improve it, defend it. But Jesus says, "Come to me and I will give you rest." One leads to striving, the other leads to freedom. So maybe the question isn't, do I have an idol? Maybe the better question is, what am I giving my trust to? What am I trusting to give me what only God can give? That's it. Because every one of us has to answer that every day. I've started praying a simple prayer: Lord, if there's anything in my life that's become bigger than you, show me. even if it's painful. Because I'd rather have God expose my idols than spend my whole life worshiping something that could never save me. The beautiful thing about following Jesus is that he never removes idols to leave us empty. He removes them so that he can fill the place that they never could. And that's where real freedom begins. And you know that I just appreciate you for just being here, just watching these videos. And hey, until the next time, peace.